It's a good thing to process. It's a good thing when your body feels safe enough to share parts of it that it was hiding from you from so long. That means it trusts that you are in a space where you're mature enough, where you're sound enough, you're healthy enough to come out of it. Always God's plan for you to come out of it. So you're gonna come out of it and you're gonna come out victoriously. This is for my girls who might feel a little bit behind in life, and I'm just here to encourage you. There is no such thing, okay? In order for you to be behind in life, there would have to be someone identical to you with the same assignment, same call, same gifts, same talent, same weaknesses, same strength. You, a number two, you, that is doing the exact same thing that you're doing, but is ahead of you. And I don't think that exists for anybody. So I'm gonna need you to give yourself a break, sis. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Ellen Inspire. Thank you so much for tuning in to this week's video. At this point, I really can't say this is the space for you to come and get your weekly dose of motivation, inspiration, and elevation, because your girl is not posting weekly. But I have a good reason, I really do. Without any further ado, before we continue, please do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Join the Inspired family, okay? Your girl will eventually get back on track with her schedule, but at the moment, you guys just have to be a little patient with me. This is going to be a get ready with me video. I'm gonna do my makeup. I'm gonna get dressed. I have a birthday dinner tonight. So I'm super excited. Not my birthday or anything, but I am getting ready on camera with you guys. So let's just go ahead and get into it. So I got this headband from, what is it, Lily, what is that? I got my lashes from them too. Lily Lashes, I think this is what it's called. I bought a couple of them and they're a little tight, actually. Tighter than I would have expected or anticipated, but it works, sis, it works. The first thing obviously I use, if you've watched any of my get ready videos or makeup videos, you know that this is the GOAT. I use this primer for my lips every single time, or at least 90% of the time, right before I do my makeup. So this is the Buxom Plump Shot. I have a spare in this Sephora, and today's gonna be like really like simple, light beat. So I'm not gonna really do too much. I don't know what I'm going to wear yet, so we will do that together. But let's just get started. So right now it is 5:11. Reservation is at 8 p.m. I told everybody it was at 7:30 because we are always late. I am always late, so I think I did it for myself more than anything. It's 5 o'clock. I'm gonna start getting ready. It shouldn't take me too long to do my makeup, but because I'm chit-chatting, it might. I'm gonna give myself an hour. So I got this little timer here, specifically for completing tasks, work tasks, content creating tasks. This is very new in my regimen. I think I've had this for only a couple days. It's really, really cool. If you can see, I bought this from Amazon. I need to find a way or learn how to link my products below in my description box. I don't know how to do that yet, you guys. I feel like I'm not a real YouTuber, but I will figure it out. But this is really cool because it has the increments, the time increments on the side, and like for example, this is 45 and this is 30. If you turn it, it sets it for 30, and this is 15, this is 5. But it's extremely cool. So I'm gonna set this for an hour. I'm gonna give myself an hour to do my makeup and kind of chit chat with you guys. Okay, yeah, so that is the plan. So let's get started. So you guys, as you know, or if you're new here, you probably don't know. Don't forget to subscribe, okay? But if you're not new here, you know, I quit a law firm this year. Let me just put it that way. And the reason for quitting that law firm was so that I can have some work-life balance. Just to give you a little brief history, I feel like I have been working my entire life, okay? And not just a regular 9 to 5. I mean 9 to 5. And then I have like school at night or church at night. It's always something on top of something. And I've always been on overdrive my entire life, literally my entire life. And for the first time, I am prioritizing myself, my mental health, my relationships. Just, I'm trying, let me just put it that way. And so I quit my job in, I think, the end of January or mid-January, and I started a new job the end of January. So it really wasn't a lot of time in between for me to like just process and figure shit out. But I was so excited. So I ended up joining this new law firm in this great location, but it really doesn't matter because I work from home full time. I have always worked from home full time since, you know, 2020. And I love it. I don't even know what life would be like outside of working from home. I don't anticipate I'll ever find that out unless I want to find it out. But so far, everything is just so great. I really don't have any complaint. So let me go ahead and prime my face with you guys. It's been 3 minutes and I have not done that. So the first thing I'm gonna do is prime my face with my primer. And this is my Fenty primer. I have very oily skin, very, very oily skin. So I use this mattifying primer and I have a spare. I feel like it's almost done. It's a quarter way done. Makes your skin look like so dewy and glowy and just beautiful. So I showered, I washed my face. The only thing I had on was moisturizer, toner and moisturizer. And now I'm putting on the primer. Now because of the oily skin situation, I always, underneath my makeup, put the setting powder, just double security, okay? So as you know, I'm gonna show you guys clips. This is my spare room that has been a storage since I moved into this place, which was June of last year, and it is now March. So this is the first time I'm actually sitting in this room, okay? So I decided to just renovate this room and make it a film slash, well, not really office, but more like a workout because my Peloton bike is here. And I'm just so happy. I'm happy about this space. It's really nice and bright. I have my rack here. Everything is just so perfect. So yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and use my NARS color corrector. I do have a couple blemishes, as you can see. Nothing too severe, but I have it, so I might as well use it. And that's what I'm going to do. My skin is doing okay. Actually, it's doing really, really well, in my opinion. Your girl has just been going through it, honey. She has been going through it. So what I'm gonna do is spray this sponge with my setting spray and then begin to pat that color corrector in. I know you don't have to do this. I didn't always do this, but I had found it really difficult for me to get that color corrector in when it's dry. So obviously I'm not gonna put water and then put that on my face. So I figured the setting spray is perfect. It is a matted setting spray. So everything is matte because like I said, we are in Florida. It is 80 degrees in Florida. 80 degrees. So for somebody with oily skin, you just gotta do what you gotta do. But I really, really love how my skin has been behaving lately. I am on my cycle at the moment, And I don't know if that really matters. I've never been that girl that like breaks out or have like weird stuff happening around that time of the month. So I can't complain. But anyways, so now I'm gonna go in. This is a tip for my oily girls, my oily queens, okay? Our oil will never run dry. But you know what? We're going to age very gracefully, okay? I think I look younger than I am. A lot of people tell me that, and genetics, God, of course, water, minding your business, and oily skin. So I'm gonna go ahead and map my face with this setting powder just to, again, at this point, it's not double security anymore because I've done like 2 things. So this is like triple security. And I really just put it in the areas that are known to be very oily the most. Okay, I definitely put way too much. You don't need all of that. I don't even know why I put all of that. But it's here. I'm not gonna take it off. But I quit that job and I started a new job. And that new job has afforded me everything that I could have imagined and even more. And when I say everything, there wasn't a lot on my list because obviously I wasn't going to compromise on money. I mean, I would compromise, but just, you know, low percentage. It wasn't a lot of stuff on my list. But the only really big thing on my list was work-life balance and just quality of life. You know, as you get older, your priorities kind of shift. When I was younger, I think my sole focus was just getting to a place where I could provide for myself and my family without struggling and just sacrificing what is more important, right? So I worked really, really hard, probably harder than I needed to. And it just didn't feel right that I was still working hard. After everything that I had done, why was everything still so hard? And it just didn't sit well with me because I felt like I was being robbed of something. Like, one thing I don't like and I challenge a lot is just being taken advantage of or being cheated. And knowing what I know and just being connected to God or having a relationship with God, I know that there's a thief out there called the devil. And he is just out here just thieving, honey. So if you do not pay attention, he will take your health, your money, your family, your relationships, your opportunities. Like, he's just out here. The Bible says he's in the night, okay? I'm saying the word wrong, but roaming, y'all get it. But he's like roaming, looking, seeking who he can devour. And it ain't gonna be your girl. And I pray to God it's not you either if you're watching this video. So I'm always on edge and on alert because I feel like somebody or something is always taking something from me. Which is kind of crazy now that I say it out loud. So I typically don't use a lot of makeup. I usually don't use foundation during the week. But for today's purposes, like I said, I'm going to nice face. I'm gonna go ahead and put foundation on. I'm also going somewhere after dinner. So that could be the reason too. Now, did I need all of that? Probably not, but you guys, it's very lightweight. I didn't even tell you what it was. So this is the NARS Soft Matted Complete Foundation. Namibia Deep 4. Love NARS. I have like 2 or 3 of their foundation here. The brush that I'm going to be using is the Sephora Pro Foundation brush, the number 56. So if you can see, it literally, to me, this is not a full coverage foundation because you can kind of still see the texture in my skin, honestly. And I don't mind it. I really don't mind it at all because I don't have problematic skin, period. We're not gonna speak that over here. No sis. But I feel like it's light compared to other foundations that I have and have used, and that's okay with me. That's totally okay. but it is a very beautiful foundation. One thing I don't know if I necessarily agree is the matte part, because I feel like, I mean, maybe it is matte, but I do feel my oils, the oils in my face is still like spewing. But anyway, so yeah, so I quit this job and I started this new job, and it was everything. And I didn't know how to deal with that. I know it's gonna sound crazy, but for someone who grew up always having to fight, always having to work, always having to do the most, I got really uncomfortable with myself. I have been wanting this. I have been, you know, praying for this. I have been just working for this. And then I got here. Obviously, let me just put out there, I don't have everything I want in life or out of life yet. But I do also believe I have a lot of life to live. A whole lot of life to live, okay? So I'm not pressed. I'm not pressured. I'm not. What's mine is mine. And I am going to get what's mine no matter what. So I'm not pressed or anything. However, and again, you guys, look at this. So this is for my girls, and I know I feel like I'm jumping. This is for my girls who might be a little bit older and might feel a little bit behind in life. And I'm just here to encourage you. There is no such thing, okay? In order for you to be behind in life, there would have to be someone identical to you with the same assignment, same call, same gifts, same talents, same weaknesses, same strength. You, a number two, you, that is doing the exact same thing that you're doing, but is ahead of you. And I don't think that exists for anybody. So I'm gonna need you to give yourself a break, sis. I'm gonna need you to actually just allow yourself to be human. Be human, imperfect, maybe quirky, maybe lacking in some areas. But you know, being human is the best part in this world. Like, it's the best part, because when you're human, you have a God that's bigger than you, that has created everything around you, created you and everything around you. And he's in control all the time, every time, always in control. And he always has your best interest in mind. So you were never gonna screw up so bad it was gonna screw him up. That's not a thing. Not a thing, not a thing, okay? So if you're somewhere mentally, emotionally, physically, financially, where you feel like things have gotten so bad or so irreparable, that is a lie from the devil. And we talked about that at the beginning. There is a devil out there, just, you know, he can't help but lie. He can't help it. I used to hear this growing up in church. The devil couldn't tell the truth even if he wanted to. So if you're listening and believing those lies, then I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but I speak truth over you, and you can and will come out of this if you just trust in the right person, and that is God. God has a plan. He always has a plan. And that is why I think he doesn't share his plan with us, because we actually have this grandiose idea where we think that we can like undo or screw up or make it impossible for him to do what he needs to do. But that's not the case. Like, his plan is so beyond us. The Bible says that, you know, his thoughts are higher, his ways are higher, even as the heaven is higher than the earth. Girl, you couldn't jump to a plane if you wanted to. Imagine how far heaven is from a plane, okay? So you are good. We are good, okay? Yeah, so I wanted to show you guys. Look at this foundation. Look at her. Nothing else, just her. She's so pretty. So now I'm gonna use my Fenty Pro concealer, and this is in the number 430. I feel like there's a million ways to put concealer on. And I keep falling for it. Every time I see somebody do it in a different way, I do it that way too. Girl, find yourself. Today, this is the way I'm gonna do it. One thing about makeup, you can always fix it, honey. It can always be fixed. I just feel like I'm getting distracted. I watch so many of these videos. I'm like, it can't be that hard. I want to hear what you got to say, sis. Keep talking. And they're like, hold on. Like, let me. Now I'm in this situation. I'm like, hold on. I'm so sorry, y'all. But that's the whole point of the videos, right? Makeup. Yeah, so I started this new job. And I just couldn't believe that I was now working at home full time, and I was still making good money, and I had time to myself. The sun is still up and I have time to myself. And I felt like I was spiraling because I had so much time and I never planned to have it. Like, you know how you say you want this and you're gonna have it and you're waiting for it, but you don't really know what's gonna happen when you have it. You just assume everything's gonna work out. Like, you just assume everything's gonna fall into place. Well, because for a very long time all I did was move, I didn't know what to do with standing still. And I went to a dark place. I felt like I had no purpose. I was wasting my life. I was wasting my time. Okay, so my memory was full. Yeah, and I had to figure it out. But anyways, I don't even know where I left off. But I started to spiral. And I started to really sit with myself, and one thing that I realized is deep down inside, I don't think I deserve everything that I'm wanting out of life. Because when I get it, I do everything I can to lose it. I do everything I can. So one of the reasons why I wanted work-life balance is to work on my content creation. I want to put more time into my YouTube channel and being a content creator. And I had all this thing planned. I bought everything that I could possibly need, even things that I don't really need. I set myself up and prepared for it. And when it was time for me to deliver, I crumbled. I crumbled, and that mentally did something to me. So it's almost like I got to a place where I was ready to perform, and when I got on stage, I just went silent. I froze. I was paralyzed. I was paralyzed. In the past few weeks, that's exactly what's been happening. That's why I have not put out any content. I have not been involved in any social media platform. It didn't matter what it was, even though it would have been very easy for me to do that. I found myself spiraling, and being paralyzed was not just something physical that I was experiencing. Like, mentally, I felt paralyzed. Emotionally, like, I was just stuck. I was stuck, and I couldn't even communicate it that I was stuck. And so because I created this space or this world where nothing was possible, I couldn't even hardly breathe. That's how bad it was. And I really went into this, I don't want to say panic attack, but I went into this episode, and I couldn't even explain it. I couldn't say why. I couldn't explain how long it was going to take. It felt like despair. It felt like despair. And the crazy thing is, I just sat here and I explained to you guys how everything so far I have wanted out of life, I have gotten. And then I get to a place where I'm feeling despair. How does that happen? How do you get to that space? And I just knew that I needed to get out. I knew I needed to get out, but I was then starting to experience hopelessness, because when I had the thought that I needed to get out, I started to feel like I needed to get out, but then I couldn't. So then here comes hopelessness, right? And all the dreams I had, I saw them fading, like literally fading from me. So I work really hard. I get to this place where everything almost seems possible, just within reach, right? But then within the same breath, it feels like it's so far away that all hope is gone. Very weird. And if you've experienced anything like that, comment below. Evidence in front of me didn't match what I was experiencing. It made no sense. And I have to make this video so that I can share with you guys. There's going to come many times in life, and you may and may not experience it. And if you never experience it, we don't want this for you, sis. No, no, no. We do not want this for you, honey. If you've never experienced it, you will never experience it. But if you have experienced what I'm talking about, and I know I have a mental health background, I should be able to put this in a way where, you know, it sounds very intellectual and everybody can receive and digest it. But right now, this is the first time I'm coming out of this, and it's just sounding a little off. But once I'm fully out, I'll be able to really get deep into it. But to be quite honest, you know, the Bible says speak those things that are not as though they are. I'm speaking that I'm completely out, but my reality is of a different experience. And as a believer, I have to be honest, because there are people who actually are going through it, and I don't want to deny them that. I don't want to say, well, don't say it. Silence is okay when it's necessary. But when it's not, one thing that I realize as a believer that cripples us is silence. I don't think I told you guys what blush I'm using right now. So I use the Rare Beauty liquid blush in the color Lucky. Love, love, love this. And I think now is a good time for me. Before I blend my concealer, I'm gonna go ahead and blend. Y'all, I didn't even talk to you guys about the makeup. So for my bronzer, I use the Fenty Beauty Matchstick Espresso in the number 5. Looks like this. You guys have seen me use this so many times before. So let me go ahead, and you got about 26 minutes left. So I need to get through what I'm saying, because once that timer go off, the timer is off. We're gonna try this again another day. But yes, so you know, I feel like my life experiences has afforded me a platform that every time I get ready to get on the stage, I freeze. I have these imposter syndrome episodes. Women need to or have to connect emotionally. And we're just looking for emotional support, you know, somebody to do life with, not, you know, somebody to take advantage of. Real women aren't wired that way. So you see what happens when you're talking too much? I used the wrong thing, but I'm gonna use the NARS Laguna number 5 bronzing cream. I use my Mario skin enhancer, and I didn't mean to do that over my bronzer, but we're gonna fix it. That's the thing with makeup, we fix it over here. I'm like, why? It looks beautiful. I'm like, okay, but it's not as dark as I would have liked. So with my makeup, and by now I'm sure everybody knows this, I tend to always use my creams and my liquids first, and then I go in with my powders second. And I guess this is basic knowledge, but I didn't learn this until recently. So If you're like me, like I said, I didn't grow up wearing makeup. If you're like me, that was useful for you right there. Another tip I use is, this is a makeup sponge remover. And anytime I'm using a brush, I lay it on this makeup sponge. It's just easy to access, and you know, until you're completely done with your makeup. To blend my concealer, I'm going to be using my absolute favorite brush. When I tell you I'm obsessed, I actually got this brush from Octavia B's YouTube channel last year sometimes, and let me tell y'all, this brush right here is a game changer. So this is the number 99 Sephora Pro Blush Brush. I don't use this for a blush though. I have a really good blush brush, as you just saw. Do you guys feel like I do my makeup out of order? I don't like the fact that this light keeps shifting on me. It's not okay. It's not okay. Y'all, I have 20 minutes. So I have all this time, but I'm not doing what I said that I'd be doing with this time. Instead, I'm processing things that I had been pushing down for years. Feelings, thoughts, experiences. I mean, like really difficult stuff that I just never processed. One thing that I don't allow myself to be is a victim. So even if it happened to me right here, it wasn't gonna happen to me. And so here, my heart was confused, because it's like I'm still feeling it. I'm feeling it emotionally, I'm feeling it physically, but mentally, you're not breaking through that barrier. You're not. And so now I have all this time and I'm not too busy. And so I feel like the defenses that I had put up for years, like the guards, the walls, you know, your body knows when it's ready to process. Just like if you're pregnant, you're getting ready to have a baby, your body knows when to contract and when to, you know, I've never had a baby yet, so I can't say, but like your body knows when to push and when to hold. And I feel like the same concept applies emotionally and mentally. And for so long, I had these walls up, and I started to experience my walls coming down. And it was a floodgate of things, that thoughts that I didn't even knew were even there. So there were days where I'm like, where did that come from? Like, why is this happening? Why am I feeling this? Why do I think this? Like, what is happening? This is not the plan. This is not what I want to do with my time. I want to create content. I want to build my business. I want to be motivating. I want to inspire people. I want to keep going. And my body was like, my walls were like crumbling. And I couldn't stop them. I was doing everything in my power to keep the walls up so that I didn't have to process and I didn't have to deal and I didn't have to experience. But baby, the body was like, okay, so what you're not gonna do is stop me, okay? So yeah, that's what was happening. And I just didn't have it in me to create content. I didn't have it in me to really do anything. At least that's what it felt like. But the crazy thing is, even when I wasn't doing anything, I was doing it. I was doing something. I was doing a lot of some things, actually. I was feeling some of the unfelt emotions. Things from childhood, from my teenage years, from my young adult years. And it just didn't make any sense. Now it's making sense why I would feel that way, or why I would feel those things now. Because now I feel like I have come a long way, baby. I have come a long way. So why are we feeling depressed? Like, we just got here. Can we celebrate? Like, I mean, why are we feeling like life is over? Why was I feeling like God was never going to use me. I made up this idea that I had a story, I had a stage somewhere, I have a platform, there are women and children that I can help. I literally was feeling like there was nothing else. Life was over. There was nothing else for me to do. I had failed at absolutely everything. This is a girl who came to the States at 6 years old from a third world country, who raised herself, who really experienced all type of abuse and hardship at a very young age. Put herself through college, bought her first car, her first apartment, got her degree, her first degree, her second degree, her third degree, all on her own, who went to the interviews, who negotiated her salaries, like, who now owns multiple businesses that are doing very well. This is her, but for some reason, those past few weeks, in my mind, in my heart, I was feeling like the biggest failure. The biggest failure. I mean, granted, I don't have everything, but I have more than enough, wouldn't you say? And I just want you to know that those moments of feeling almost deprived of life, they're not okay, but they won't kill you. If you just continue to lift your head up knowing that there is someone bigger that cares more for you than you do for yourself, that has your best interests in mind, and that has plans to work it all out. And I can't tell you that I'm in a place where I feel 100%, but I can tell you that I'm in a place where I have so much faith and so much hope in my God and Him accomplishing what He started in me. God has done so many great things, so many great things. And we often want to say the devil wants to shut us down and wants to shut us up, and that is true. That is true. But there's also the world, and then there's also the parts of us, the human parts of us. If you read the Psalms and just really any book in the Bible, you would have seen where the people of God or a servant of God, whether it was Elijah or Moses, whether it was David, like the disciples, like they go through moments where it's like, woe is me, like, oh my gosh, my life is over, or I'm just, oh wretched man that I am, I'm just so terrible. To some degree that's true, but there's also a part of you that is that hasn't been touched, that is pure and holy and wholesome, and that's your spirit that God put in you. And that spirit is what you need to allow to press you through moments where your body can't. I literally had no strength the past few weeks. I had no strength to get out of bed, no strength to work out, you know me and my Pilates honey, no strength to even do anything. But yesterday I cleared out this whole room. I started my Peloton membership back. I have Pilates set for tomorrow. I'm going to a boat show tomorrow. I'm going out tonight. Like, we are back. I'm recording. We are back, sis. We are back. And I can't pretend like none of it didn't happen, because it's happening all over the world. But I am your testimony. Your sis got out because it was God's plan. It's always God's plan for you to come out of it. So you're going to come out of it, and you're going to come out victoriously. You are coming into the person that you were created to be. And that's on everything. Okay? Trust the process. Don't deny yourself the feelings that you need to feel, because if you don't deal with it when you're supposed to deal with it, you won't deal with it eventually. And that's a good thing. It's a good thing to process. It's a good thing when your body feels safe enough to share parts of it that it was hiding from you from so long. That means it trusts that you are in a space where you're mature enough, where you're sound enough, you're healthy enough, to come out of it. Your body would never expose you to danger. Let me rephrase that. Your flesh will, your spirit will not. Now, if you are being led by your spirit, then you have to trust that what you're going through, you were led that way. I'm reading the book of Mark, and it talks about how Jesus did all these amazing things. You know, he healed the leper, the man that was laid out in the bed where his friends let him down from the roof. He healed him. Like, he was doing all these great things. And then he was led away into the wilderness to fast 40 days and 40 nights. Which again, to me, is a great thing, because that isolation with the Father is the best thing ever. Best thing ever. But what caught me was after that, he was then led away again to be tempted by Satan. Like, girl, that spirit knew he was ready. So when you're going through what you're going through, your spirit knows. The spirit knows. Because your spirit communes with the Spirit, the Holy Spirit, God's Spirit. And it's a beautiful thing when you're going through stuff, knowing that your Father is in charge and he's watching, but he knows that you're prepared to win this. You ever, like, I don't have a kid, but I have nieces and nephews, and you give them a challenge, a task, a challenge, and you're just so proud because you know what they're capable of and you know they're gonna like kill it. But what makes you more excited is when they kill it, it's not necessarily for you, it's for them. It's that moment where you know they're now seeing what you see in them. Hopefully that makes sense, but that's a word for you. So be encouraged. Okay, sorry guys, my memory got full. I got a call and I just decided to do my eyebrows off camera, but we are back. I literally have like 3 minutes, so I'm really not gonna continue the conversation. I'm just gonna put a pause on it right now and just continue it like another time, maybe when I do another Get Ready With Me, because I really do need to hurry up and I still have a few more things to do. So right now, let's just do the makeup part. But hopefully everything that I said somehow resonates with you and you're able to get something from it and just be encouraged. I'd really like to see any comments relating to anything that I discussed down below, including the makeup part, okay? Because that's why we're here. Comment below, because I really want to be more engaging with you guys. Or I would like for you guys to be more engaging on my channel. But I love you guys so much. Just know that I am praying for you, and that God's will for your life will prevail no matter what. And you didn't mess anything up. You didn't mess anything up, okay? God is grown enough to do God things, and you're not. Let me go ahead and, what am I doing? So now I think I'm gonna do my powders. Charlotte Tilbury airbrush finish powder, which looks like this. You guys have seen this so many times before. Fenty Beauty. This is my Fenty Beauty Mocha Mommy. She's been through it. Okay, she's been through, but she's holding on very strong, and I love it so much. I don't know why I didn't just get a new one. I think I was just trying Charlotte Tilbury for a minute, but I've realized when it comes to bronzing, this holds. This is the Charlotte Tilbury like bronzer, airbrush bronzer or something like that. Y'all, I bought this last year. It is still full, and it'll probably still be full. I really just use this for the mirror. Pro Concealer, this number 57 Pro Concealer. Okay, so now I'm done with that. I'm gonna go in with my blush powder. And I'm gonna use the One Size blush. I don't know, I can't say it's duo because it's 3 of them. You guys have seen this. So this is a cream and these are powders. So I'm gonna go in with the middle one. I should really use this time to kind of think about what I'm gonna wear. I do have highlighter that I want to use, but I think I'm gonna go in with my Hourglass. This is my translucent setting powder feel. So you guys, I broke my Rare Beauty highlighter. It was so beautiful. I hardly used it, but I dropped it, and gosh, I'm scared to open it. I'll put a little bit of highlighter in the corner of my eyes. What do you guys think? Too much? I don't think I have time for my eyes, so I think what I'm gonna do, because I think I forgot to. You guys, I wish I could talk to you guys all. I think I'm gonna do something very quickly with this Huda Beauty Empowered Beauty palette. I'm gonna go in with Get It. You know we want to. And I know I should be using a different brush, you guys, but like, I'm in a rush. Don't judge me. It won't help you or me. You guys can see this. Like, but y'all, because I'm wearing lashes, yeah, I feel like this is fine. One thing that I will do is use liner. So I'm using this One Size liner. I use this all the time. I need another one actually. Can you see that? Probably can't. It's really, really fine. Really fine line. It's like, do I want to take it to all the way to the end? Always harder to do the other side. You see that? And then for my lashes, you guys, I cannot find my lash curler, so I've been out here looking a little off if you ask me. So the lashes that I'm gonna be using, I actually got them from whose channel? I got them from Minna Adube. I don't know if I'm saying her last name right or wrong, but Minna. And I got these from her channel. I love them so much. They last forever. I got them from AliExpress. I'm gonna do my best to link my stuff below. I think one lasts me like more than a month. And I think because I have not been able to find my curler, it's looking crazy, but like when you can get them curl right, it's perfection. The ones that I got from Lily Lashes, I don't really like them too much because I have a really small face, as you can see. And although these are, you know, not for the shy girls, these are very like extravagant, but the ones from Lily Lashes, they just seem too perfect. I don't like that look, that perfect cut. I don't like that. While they dry, I'm gonna go ahead and put on my Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. I don't know, look at me getting through it. I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna be back with the full look, I promise. Just give me a second. Okay, let me go figure out what I'm wearing because it is now 6:30 and I think 6:30 was when I'm supposed to leave. So I was supposed to do my makeup from 5 to 6, get dressed from 6 to 6:30. Yes. Okay, hold on. So this is what I was thinking about wearing. Don't mind this rack, it's not set up yet. But I am extremely bloated. I'm on my period. I'm not feeling sexy. I just want to feel comfortable. Hopefully you can see what it's looking like. It has like a bunch of everybody's there except for me.